We are now in week 8 and halfway through the semester. So this week we'll be going over 2 chapters since they're smaller chapters. Chapter 7, Marketing with Snapchat, and Chapter 8, Marketing with Pinterest. So let's start with Snapchat here. And I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not active on Snapchat at all. Not that I have anything against it. It's just that my clients aren't, and my demographic are not on it. So I don't spend much time on it. So learning outcomes, understand the business value of using Snapchat for marketing, know how to create and optimize a Snapchat account, which you guys probably all know how to do, understand the components of snaps, and implement a Snapchat content strategy. So, basic history of Snapchat. 3 Stanford University students had the idea to create an app with disappearing pictures. Today, more than 178 million people are using Snapchat to create over 3 billion snaps every day. More people watch Snapchat's coverage on college events like football, political debates, or music awards than on television. I'd like to know if you guys agree with this or not. This is numbers from your book here. Again, I'm not really active on Snapchat, so I don't know exactly, but the numbers look good to me. 69% of all users are 13 to 17 years old. 62% are 18 to 29. 77% of college students use Snapchat daily, and 3.5 billion snaps posted each day. So you notice the numbers stop at 29 years old here, because that's the demographic, really. So someone my age is not really on Snapchat. Snapchat for Business, low-cost marketing tool with a wide reach, offers a sense of urgency, similar to Twitter. Content or snaps disappear, which could be a good thing or a bad thing, right? Allows users to get creative, so it can be super fun. Face swapping, color filters, geo filters, text, overlays, stickers, and more. Snapchat users are big buyers. So when creating a Snapchat profile, you just download the mobile app, create an account, just like any other platform, create a username. Hopefully the name you can get is similar to the usernames on your other branded sites and platforms. Update your settings so that snaps are public, allowing everyone to see and send your snaps. So here is a link here on how to set that up step by step. Components of a snap. It can be photo, video, music, or chat. Creative Tools gives you the ability to overlay text, drawings, stickers, GIFs, URLs, and more directly on the image or video. So a lot more fun creative tools than, say, the Instagram app. Filters are static overlays that can be used to enhance a Snapchat image. Geo filters are location-based overlays available to Snapchatters based on their location. So this is great for events or businesses with a physical location. Lenses are dynamic filters with facial recognitions. And just like the other platforms, you can find templates on Canva to create these different types of snaps. So here are just some of the Canva images that have been created. A lot of different fun things you can do with that. Snapchat features is a visual search, cameos, and games. So again, that younger demographic. Content strategy. You want to post short, fun content, post daily and at optimal times. Again, test that, always test that. You want to tell a great story, hold Snapchat contests, offer incentives, sneak peeks or behind the scenes stories similar to Instagram, holiday sales, use influencers similar to Instagram, and provide access to live events. You want to ask questions, engage with your audience and your followers, use Snapchat Live, one-on-one chat feature. Ask fans to weigh in on your next product, so doing some market research. Here's a great YouTube video to watch on that. Provide access to live events, so live events, trade shows, product launches. NBA uses Snapchat to provide live access to the NBA draft, All-Star Game, Slam Dunk contest, and NBA Finals. Some business tips when using Snapchat. Promote your Snapchat account on other marketing channels. So make sure on your website, you have the little Snapchat icon there. Create a sponsored lens. So Gatorade Super Bowl 50 had over 165 million views with the sponsored lens they created. Have social influencers take over your account, similar to Instagram. Feature user-generated content. Ask your followers to send you pictures and videos of them interacting with your brand or using your products and repost in your Snapchat story. Offer discounts and promotional codes, take over another account, promote a new product, provide exclusive access, promote an upcoming event, drive traffic to your website. So here's a YouTube link here of a short video on even more business tips if you're interested in learning more about Snapchat. And similar to the other platforms, there's always a business help section on the platform. It's called the Business Center on Snapchat. So how to get started, creating campaigns, doing ads, troubleshooting, support, the Snap Pixel that you can put on your website, similar to the Facebook Pixel. So all that information is in the Business Center. So now moving on to Pinterest. Pinterest is pretty fun. I don't use it for my clients, but I use it for personal use. Learning outcomes for this chapter. Understand the business value using Pinterest for marketing. Know how to create and optimize a Pinterest account. Understand the components of pins. And implement a Pinterest content strategy. Okay, so introduction to Pinterest for those that aren't aware. It's a visual pinboard style social sharing network where people discover and save ideas. It's a great place for inspiration. Every idea is represented as a pin, and that includes an image, description, and a link back to an image's source online. So see that? It's linking back. So it can link back to people's websites for conversions. Pinterest allows users to save and categorize images into different boards. Once a pin is added, others will see that pin on the Pinterest home feed and can save the pin to their boards. So it just keeps getting repurposed and repurposed. So here are some companies that have Pinterest accounts. Imperfect Produce, Wayfair, Toyota, Estee Lauder. Pinterest by the numbers. Here are some stats for you guys. 335 million monthly users. 34% of these users are 18 to 29 years old. 35% of users are 30 to 49 years old. 60% have children and under the age of 5. Users are doers. 93% use Pinterest to plan a purchase, and 67% have discovered a new brand, with 87% have purchased something. So I know with me, I use Pinterest for a lot of home stuff, home goods, stuff in the garden, the backyard, and so I'll pin different ideas, inspiration, and I'll actually make the purchase from what I've seen at like a Home Depot or a Lowe's or, you know, the garden center. So that's kind of how I use Pinterest. People tend to use it for planning weddings, planning events, parties, all the vendors they put into one pin board. Marketing with Pinterest. Today's brands use Pinterest to inspire people with ideas that make them want to act. Brands help pinners by inspiring them to try out new recipes, travel the world, decorate their spaces, stay up to date on fashion trends, try out new products, and more. Here are some, like I said, the gardening stuff here. So this is kind of like, if you're into gardening here's a company called Hunter Irrigation, and they make sprinkler systems, and they actually make lights, all the fancy lighting for gardens and backyards and stuff like that. So definitely have pinned some of this stuff before, and we actually use these sprinklers at our house. For those that want to learn more about Hunter, this is a really big, great organization. They are actually located, their headquarters is in San Elijo, San Marcos area. They work a lot with the school. They have a lot of internships. In fact, in this class, when we have a live class, the director of marketing is one of the guest speakers that I bring into the class from Hunter. So great company, look them up. I feel like they're always hiring for something. Pinterest components. You have your home feed, a pin, and a board. So this YouTube link here will explain that in further detail for you. So you have rich pins, which allow brands to include extra information directly on the pin, which I recommend doing, like your website, so you can drive traffic to your site for conversions. You have your product pins, allows inclusion of pricing information for products. Recipe pins allow for ingredients, cooking time, serving sizes to be included. I love recipe pins, even though I feel like I never make any of them. They're just like cool to look at. Article pins include a headline, author, story description. App pins show an install button so pinners can actually download the app without even leaving the Pinterest platform. That's pretty cool. Buyable pins allow for pinners to purchase products without leaving Pinterest. And Shop the Look pins allows pinners to find and buy products inside fashion and home decor pins. If you're interested in learning more about Pinterest, getting really diving in deep, there is the Pinterest Academy, which is free tutorials on Pinterest, so highly recommend going to that. That's where you learn all about business accounts if you want to turn Pinterest into a business. I know there's been some students in the past that are really into beauty, and they've used Pinterest a lot for their beauty products and services. So this is kind of how the tutorial site looks like here. Campaign objectives, strategies, targeting. I mean, it goes on and on. Some great tutorials in here. Here's what a Pinterest business account looks like, and this is just Nike optimized, just like all the other platforms. You know, you got your name, your website, your profile image, and your cover image. You can make these graphics in Canva. Creating boards, so you should make sense for the target audience and not just for the business. Include keywords in the titles and a description to each board. Adding pins. Pinterest browser buttons allows users to pin directly from a company website. Each pin should contain a call to action URL or website along with a detailed description. Once several pins have been added to each board, choose board's cover pin. So an example of that is right here. So again, we got Nike, and these are all their different boards, and they have cover pins and images here. So we have your fall guide, your joyride collection, living in sportswear, motivational quotes. I love the Nike motivational quotes. I actually follow this one. So if you click into one of these boards, so say you click into the motivation, then you'll have all the pins pop up under that motivation board. And these ones can be individually saved and repinned. So some of the content strategy for Pinterest. Pins consistently and at optimal times. What's the magic word? Test, test, test. Use high quality visuals, descriptions, hashtags, repin others' content. Showcase user generated content. Take advantage of the rich pins. Run contests, provide tutorials. People love tutorials. Add the save button to your website and advertising. I don't know if Nike has any tutorials. They might have more boards added. I thought they had one that had like tutorials on how to do certain exercises or something. Some tips with Pinterest. Make your website pinnable with the save button. So see, or we have follow buttons here. The save buttons look similar. Enable rich pins for your Pinterest business account. Create beautiful pins to post engagement, so using high quality photos, use portrait shots, create pins with multiple images, keep text on your pins to a minimum, so very visual. Here are some templates you can find in Canva. Pinterest templates here. Makes it really easy for you. Write search-friendly captions for your pins, so do some market research on keywords. Create ads on Pinterest with promoted pins. Create a beautiful Pinterest aesthetic. So follow a similar style and design pattern to your brand with fonts, colors to reach your target audience. And create Pinterest board covers. Create a regular pinning schedule. So being consistent with your posts there. Build a solid community on Pinterest. So follow other accounts and businesses, boards you like. Pin and comment on their posts, engage with others, create a group board, invite followers to pin posts to your board. So maybe you start your own motivation board, and not only does it have Nike motivational quotes, but maybe it has other motivational quotes as well, and then you invite people to come to that board, collaborate with other brands and create a shared board, track your Pinterest metrics. So more on metrics is by clicking on this YouTube link here if you want to learn more about that. Okay, so assignments for week 8. Discussion 4, quiz 7, quiz 8, since we went over 2 chapters this week, and your simulation round 6.